Hi, everybody. I'm just kind of waiting for things to catch up, see how things are going. Let me see if I turn this playing down, still learning the system. I hope you can hear me. I know you can probably see my camera above me, but I'm just going to leave it for tonight. I don't want to mess it up. Let's see if I can tighten it up just a hair there. So it's not falling too much. There we go. Let me know when you're here. Hope everyone's having a great week. Hi, Michelle. I'm sorry. Okay, send them inside. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Hi, puppy. Puppy's coming in with me. He's just being kind of full of pea and vinegar tonight. So hopefully he'll behave himself, but I think he will. Oh, we are going to make a Father's Day card. I have some things prepped. I have some things kind of an idea. I hope this card kind of works the way I think it is. I have my card base ready to go. I'm going to stick that off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to use the bricks. I am good, Michelle. I'm going to use the Bricks cover plate cutting die, which I already pre-did. And we're also going to use, this was the April pie of the month. And it's called Stay Rooted. And we're going to use the grass. You can see I have some cut out here. And then we're also going to use the barbecue set, which I haven't played with yet. And possibly the Moms and Dads Day with the sentiment. So I am good. I'm super excited. I Create Your Own Ending sold out today, so I'm super excited for that. Got my projects ready, so I'm excited. So this is what the die looks like all cut apart. There's all sorts of pieces for cutting up your grill. You've got shish kebabs, and we've got steak and hot dogs and salmon and fish. The grill pieces, there's some veggies. Um, I'm not 1,000% because I haven't played with it enough. Like these are the handles. I think these are charcoal briquettes that could go underneath, which I didn't think about till just now. And I didn't cut any of them out. Hi, Mom. And I don't know. I think you could use these as tofu. You could use them as marshmallows. I haven't had a chance to actually watch a video of anyone using this yet to see, some other ideas, but I thought this would be fun. So this is how I store all my dies. I put a piece of adhesive magnet inside. I put a um, Velcro dot, and then I store them in a plastic container as well so that it will hold the dies in case they fall out. And that's how I store them. So I have most of them cut out. I think we'll have to play with those. So first thing I did was cut out my background, and I used we're going to use some white paper, but for this, I actually just went through my stash and I found a yellow piece of paper. I already have it cut out. I don't know if you can see that. What I did is I flipped it over on the back and I used some pixie tape or some old purple tape. You could use scotch tape, and I taped all of the pieces of brick in place. Now they're not perfect, but that's okay because my thoughts are this is going to be the patio, and we're going to cut it down. We're going to put some grass, and then we'll put the grill right in the middle. But first I'm going to do some ink blending. I know you can see I also attached it to a piece of white cardstock to keep it firmer. So I know it's an orangey color or yellow color. Oh, and I wanted to say a trick I learned not too long ago, and I think it was in a virtual retreat I did, is that when you go to die cut things that are intricate dies, sometimes if you go ahead and cut this, this is just packaging that I got in the mail, bubble wrap. If you put it on and you run it through your die cut machine, it will help all the die pieces fall out, and it works perfect. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. So I just wanted you to show you can do that. So now I save all my bubble wrap and packaging for that. So let's put these things aside and we'll do some ink blending first and get going. There's going to be some ink blending tonight, not a lot of stamping. I do have most of the die cuts cut out. We might have to do some. I am going to use a white piece of paper just because then I don't have to worry about the backdrop getting messy. And I have a whole bunch of inks just put off to the side here. I think we're going to use some red and some brown. I think for this one, I'm going to use my blending brushes because I have a bigger area. And we're just going to go to town. Like I said, I used some yellow to start. I didn't know if it really mattered so much, but I kind of wanted more of an orangey terracotta look. And I thought if I did a yellowy gold, this is just out of my stash. A friend of mine did this not too long ago. I have all this leftover inexpensive cardstock that she cut it down to A2 card panels for mats, or if you want to die cut. And I thought, I have all of this. I was a cheerleading coach for 4 years at my local high school, and I have all of this paper that's left over from a big box store when I was making signs, and I used up our school colors, but I have all the other colors. So that was a good thing. So I have a bunch of it cut up actually off to the side here so that I have some pre-mats ready to go that I can cut down, or if I need a bigger pieces, and they're already done because I'm not using the 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. So it's too thin to really use as a card base, but it'll be perfect for that, for like for mats or long strips, borders, things like that. So this is just bee sting ink. I'm also going to grab and use some Gur, which is a light ink, some brown, just to kind of give this a little bit darker look. I thought if some of the bricks kind of pulled off, that would be okay, because as you use, grass kind of sticks out and this and that. So it's not a perfect little patio. And I may cut this differently than I thought. I'm going to get everything done first, and then we'll start putting things together. So, but everyone's been having a great June so far. Oh, and one of my little pieces fell off. So you can see where I had some old purple tape or washi tape behind. And if they fall off, I just kind of put a little dab of glue in it and grab a jewel picker, pick it up, and stick it right back down inside. And then hold it in place. I also did use my bone folder to press everything into place to kind of help them. I am not doing a Wizard of Oz card, but I am using Wizard of Oz. I'm using the Wizard of Oz brick die. It does kind of look like the Yellow Brick Road, but I kind of wanted to go with a Father's Day card for right now. It should say, "Mom, is Dad watching?" But we are using the Father's Day. I'm going to go back and I'll make another Wizard of Oz card next week. Had a couple of busy days. It wasn't really in my craft room since Saturday, so I was trying to just kind of come up with something, and I thought this would be something fun to do with Father's Day coming up. I needed another Father's Day card, so I hope that's okay. I was trying to figure out with the holidays. I mean, sometimes you need a last minute Father's Day card. No, he's not. Okay, so that means if I finish this card, I can't send this one to my dad because he's not watching. But if he decides to watch, I'll have to come up with a different card for him. I figured he's probably watching the baseball game. But I thought maybe we'd make a Father's Day card because sometimes you need a last minute Father's Day card. And I love this grilling die, and I hadn't had a chance to play with it yet. So just gluing that one back in space. And okay, so I'm just going to leave this off to the side. So Lisa, what I did is I cut it all out. I put some tape on the back to hold the bricks in place, and then I glued it to a piece of white cardstock for a little bit of sturdiness, because I wanted to leave all the bricks in place. All right, we're gonna put that off. I'm okay with it not being perfect because, like I said, it's a patio. So I've got our little grill pieces here, and I did cut them out of white and black. I thought I had a big piece of, oh, I did not. So this is the outside piece. Exactly. Here's the inside piece, and then there's this little rim piece. And then there is a grill piece. And I didn't know for sure if I wanted to ink blend a grill piece, or I have this really old leftover paper. I don't know if you can see this. It's got shine. It's actually left over from a prom. Years ago, I helped one of my friends cut out Eiffel Towers out of my machine, and she left all the paper, and I kept all of it, all the little tiny pieces. So I thought this might be perfect for the grill. But we could also put it on, to give it a little bit more depth on and structure and height. We might glue it together. So same thing with this black rim. So I thought what we would do is go ahead and ink blend this up a little bit. I grabbed some more inks. I've got Shady and Wolf. If you haven't watched me before, I love Simon Hurley's inks. They are my favorite. I use them pretty much on every project. Don't hardly ever use my other inks, which is ridiculous. Every once in a while I do, but for the most part, I like my Simon Hurley inks. So this one is Wolf, which just kind of gives a nice little gray. And then I'm not even going to clean my blending brush because this is just a Shady's, just a darker version. I'm going to go ahead and grab just a little bit. I'm going to tap it off just a hint because I don't want it super dark. Just want to give it a little bit of color on the edges. We're not going to see the inside part so much, so. All right. But the one nice thing I think that's fun about die cuts, this card is going to be 90% die cuts, is that you don't have to have colored paper. You can just use white and inks. Okay, so there's that, and here is our center. And then we have our piece that goes here. And like I said, I have not played with this yet, but I didn't realize, like I said, those pieces were like, I think they're charcoal pieces. So I think I'm going to quick cut those out, if that's okay. So I'll show you which pieces I was talking about. But if that's not what they are, this is what I'm going to make them use. These pieces, I'm going to make these into charcoal briquettes. And so I've got some white paper here. I just cut down a few small pieces of my white cardstock. These are just generic pieces here, scratches, and I'm just going to quick cut it out. I have this little mini, little mini die cutting machine. Any of them are on the market are fabulous because they're fun to have on your desk so you don't have to get up. Yeah, see, I think it'd be fun. Yeah, throw some briquettes. So we'll do another one. So does anyone have any big plans for Father's Day? I won't be seeing my dad. My dad lives pretty far away from me. I will see him. I don't know when I'll see him next, but I will send him a card and I'll call him, of course. I'm sure we're just going to stay home and hang out. That's kind of my Sunday thing. My honey and I, that's what we like to do. It really depends on the weather too. I think I'll do one more. Now we could make these dark black, but I think it might be fun to kind of just make them gray, like whitish gray, so they kind of look like they've been burning. Like I don't want them super white because there's gray and black in them. So I'm not even going to put any more ink on this. You know what, Michelle? That's okay. You don't have to. It just, we'll probably watch a movie. I'll do some crafting in the morning. We'll probably watch a movie, hang out with the dog. Okay, so this isn't, I don't have a lot of ink left on here, so there's not making a lot of dark. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab some of that Shady, and we're going to go ahead and then I might just grab a little bit of yellow. It's been so long since I've seen a charcoal grill. Just to add, so it looks like there's some flames in there. I might just add a hint of yellow on top. So I'm going to grab, my favorite yellow is Shooting Star. Actually, I'm going to do Guppy instead. It's kind of an orangey yellow. And I'm going to grab my little blending brush here, and we're just going to add a little bit. So it looks like there might be some fire in there, that they might be hot. All right. That works. And I didn't cut out a whole bunch of this stuff. I decided just to do some meat. I thought that would be fun. So let's go ahead and start kind of playing this together here. We've got our charcoal bits. And we'll center, we'll get it all centered on there. And then we go ahead. Do we want to layer it? I'm thinking we might want to layer this together, just to give it some dimension, up and off. I think that's what we're going to do. Yep, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do that quick. Oh man, my glue exploded here. My puppy must have been tired. He was so hyper just even 30 minutes ago. He's running around that house like a maniac. And now he's out like a light on the couch behind me. And he's been good. He's been so good the last few days. He hasn't been crazy wild as much as he used to be. You could tell he's getting older, but he's what, 10 and a half months or so. But man, he was wild just a little bit ago. I got him a swimming pool over the weekend because he loves water. And he is so excited. Last week, I was kind of soaking some my feet. I just kind of sat on the edge of the tub and was soaking my feet. And all of a sudden, the next thing I know, he pops in. He's in the bathtub with me. He's just, I'm sitting on the edge and he starts bouncing around in the water, blowing bubbles. Hello, Lisa. How are you? And blowing and then digging and stuff. So I went down to our local dollar store and bought him a kiddie pool this weekend. Oh my gosh. He's been in all day. Um, Tom said he had it at the edge of the garage and then he dug a big hole in the dirt and got all this water. So but he's been in it. We threw his little basketball in there. Oh, he's been just crazy. So he must be tuckered out because he is out for the count. All right, so there we got our little grill pieces. Let us put let's see, I have an acrylic block here somewhere. There it is. I am doing good. Do you have to work this weekend, Lisa? Lisa doesn't live very far away from me. A little ways away, but not super far. I think we're gonna go ahead and put the grill piece on too. I don't know if there's a specific order that we should be putting these on, but this is what I'm doing. I'm just putting a little bit of glue, not worrying about a ton of it, just kind of so it flattens, trying to get the cross pieces anyway. And I am gearing up to go to a crafty weekend next week with some of my girlfriends. So I have some stuff to catch up on quick so I can just have fun. Oh, it's gonna be busy. I should come down, but I just can't right now. I can't. Awesome. I'll have to maybe in the fall. I'm saving for create your own ending right now. So, all right. So we got our grill base, and then this is the top on top. So I think I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to darken this up just a little bit more on the edges. I'm just going to rub back and forth with whatever's left on my ink or on my brush. It could have made it green. So I think isn't there a grill out there that has a green, like it's called the green egg or something, I guess. I don't know. We don't have a grill anymore. We got rid of it. And we've been just kind of cooking in our cast iron. I'm going to eyeball this. I am not perfect when it comes to centering things. Okay, so we've almost got, and I think for this piece, I'm going to just kind of do it and dab it. And then we'll get on to our food. All right, so I have a tweezers here somewhere. Oh, these tweezers are so old. I think I got these 20 years ago when I first started scrapbooking, actually. All right. It's been a super good day. I got to talk to my daughter today. She's my oldest. She gave me a call. She needed to ask me a couple questions. So that was good to hear from her. And I did see my son's car in town, so at least I know he's alive. I haven't talked to him in a couple of days. And that's it. So we've got the grill pieces there. And then there are handles. So we are going to go ahead and put those on too. So we got to get going on those. And I have all my little pieces. These are little hors d'oeuvre trays that you can serve your hors d'oeuvres in. I have a whole stack of them here. And this is what I like to put my die cuts in. I actually even keep, this is my Ranger dauber that has my white and I leave that one just for it. So I just leave that there because that has my white pigment ink on it. So we've got all these little pieces here. I went ahead and pre-cut out everything with an idea of here's the handles. I'm going to do black handles. And then these are the little pieces that go on top. And I think, oh no, there it is. I think I'm going to quick color those. We're going to ink blend on those. And I will grab a brown ink for that. I think, yeah, we'll do the Gur ink. And for these little tiny pieces, I'm going to go ahead and grab, do I have a brown? Yes, I do. Brown's little brush. And then we're just going to quick dab them. So a friend of mine online shared a card the other day, and people were asking her how she colored it. And she's like, I just cut it out of white cardstock, and I used a couple different blending tools to make the color. And I kind of forget about that. It kind of adds it, because it adds it a little bit different, because it's not a perfect blend. And so it gives you some dimension and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to add the handles first. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, and then I might tape them on. Like I said, I haven't played with these yet. That's not going to work. All right, let's do this. I think this is so fun, and it's got lots of little pieces and stuff. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add those little pieces on, and I'm going to move it over just a hair. I'm going to hold it for just a second. And then hopefully we can get our other one lined up pretty close, and then we'll tape it down so it kind of stays in place. All right, we're going to kind of eyeball these as best we can. So I'm just keeping an eye on because I'm still learning how to use this little system here. All right, and then so I just have some old, actually I'm going to use, I'll show you that you can just use Scotch tape. And I just tear it up into little pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and tape it down. I'm just going to get the edges of the die and go forward, because it doesn't matter, you're not going to see it, and I can glue that right down. And then they'll hold those in place while the glue dries, and they won't tear off as easy. There. Okay, so we've got our little handle oh, and there's a piece of the tape. Look at that. And now we need to put our little grill pieces, our little wooden pieces on. I'm just going to go ahead and add just a little bit of glue on both sides. And then I'm going to use a jewel picker to pick them up and stick them on. You wouldn't even have to add any of the food. You could add flames underneath it, or, and you could have, your grill could just look just like this. Now I know my handles aren't quite perfect, but they'll be close enough. All right. Yes, this is, Lisa, this is actually the first time I'm playing with it. I haven't had a chance to. I've been wanting to play with it, and I just haven't had a chance to yet. With everything that we've been doing. So in my little bin here, I have white pieces of the food and I have black pieces of the food. So what I thought would be fun is they have all these little grill marks. Oh, my camera went away. Hold on. There we go. Hi, Donna. All right, let's make sure my camera went back. All right, now we got to switch these around so you can see better. There you go. So for some reason my camera went off. I apologize for that. I've got these white pieces, and this, like, here's a piece. This is a steak, and then I have some dark ones. My thoughts are we're gonna ink these up. I thought I could two steaks. Ink these up, and we're gonna put them on the black pieces, and then the grill marks will show through. And this is what I was talking about, how I die cut the pieces out, and then I use some washi tape on the back to hold the little grill pieces in, because these cut out and pop out. How are you doing, Donna? So I'm gonna just pop those little pieces out. We've got some fish. Hopefully, I need to replace the plates on my die cut machine. So I have a couple spots where it doesn't like to cut out because it's got a lump. All right, and you could use a jewel picker. If you wanted to poke them out, I'm just kind of using my nails. And I thought you could cut these out with colored cardstock and add some dimension with ink, but I thought it'd be fun to just kind of grill them up and make them different colored. So I have brown. I'm going to use brown, and I'm going to use red for this, so that it looks a little bit like it's cooked. to make sure I have my red blending brush here. And that's what these, I did not grab my red blending brush. Can't get it out of my folder. That's what these little brushes are really good for. I know, I saw that. You got the last spot, Donna, didn't you? Are you doing in person or virtual? You know, it's going to be a great event. And there is, I mean, I've seen the sneak peeks and stuff, but and I've seen the videos Christopher's done, but I haven't. And but all I've seen in person are my products. I have them. I have my cards done. They're actually sitting right there. And I have my pictures taken. I've got my instructions typed up. I'm super excited. So that was Bee Sting ink. And now I'm going to come in with some Gur because we're going to have our steak start getting a little cooked here. And yeah, it's going to already have its grill marks, but okay, virtual. I knew you were the last one, but I didn't know if it was virtual or in person. You'll have fun. I'm excited for you. I have a local girlfriend who also is signed up. She is unable to come in person. I live here in Iowa. She wanted to be able to come in person and, you know, come with me and fly with me and stay in my hotel room, but she has some family obligations for part of the time, so she couldn't go this year. I said, well, maybe next year we can go. So there's my steak. It's got a little brown, a little pink in the middle, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue them on like this and then put them on. So Donna, I think it's just going to be I think it's going to be so much fun. I am so excited. Going to the store has always been on my bucket list. I'm going to go ahead and grab another ink. I don't know how this is going to look, but I thought I would grab some rosy cheeks for the hot dogs because they're more pinky than red. And I'm just going to go ahead and do them. Yeah, Lisa, are you signed up to go? I hope you are. I mean, virtual. I think are you signed up virtually to go to do it? It's going to be fun. Like I said, I watched Christopher's live today when you said you were I just posted, Donna, on my Facebook page that there was one spot left. And I clicked paste and I was about to post it on the Stamp Junkies page when you said you got the last spot. So I quick went back and I deleted my post before it went, and then I quick went on and edited it and said, edited to say sold out. And then I'm just going to use a little bit more of that Gur ink to kind of give some color to it. But I liked that Christopher showed that one card that he made today for Daryl's Make and Take, and I'm super excited, and his class is going to be fun, and it's just going to be fun. You know what, Donna, I understand. You know, I've done them virtually. I mean, I know they've only been virtual the last few years, but I've been doing them virtual for the last 3 years. I don't know if I probably would have done a virtual one. Of course, I have, like I said, some girlfriends that do it, and we like to do them together. But it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. I'm excited. So I did have another steak cut out, but I don't think this is one I cut out badly on my plate. So I'm gonna have to die cut this out. And I realize I need another white fish. So, and then we're going to see how much room we have on our grill. We might not have enough room for anything else. So I was super excited. I got my stuff last week, and then I spent all day Saturday and Sunday creating. I just had a blast. Thank you. It actually looks really good because I'm a rare. I'm not a rare. I am a medium. I used to always be well done, but now I'm medium. I haven't had a steak in a while. Haven't been able to find good steaks in a while. I live in a real small town, and we don't really go out of town shopping. We usually shop at our local grocery store, and probably haven't gone at the right times. You know, we'll probably go on the weekend when the weekend people are here for the river, and just haven't had a steak in a while. We'll need to get some steaks. Maybe we have steak on Sunday. Okay, so there's a little bit of a blip on this. I'm just gonna, I have this, like I said, these, my plates need to be recut. So I'm gonna go ahead and I have a little Fiskars thing. So for 6/16, bring the day to register. Does that mean registration is open till midnight? I don't know if I understand what that means. So bring the day to register. What is, so for 6/16, bring the day to register. I don't know what that means, Lisa. Can you give me some more information? What was that on? I mean, where did you see that? All right. Sorry, I'm trying to get that one little grill mark part out because it didn't cut all the way through. There we go. All right. Cut this off. Another little tip I have for you guys that I actually learned. Oh, yes, Christopher was the last day to register, I believe it was, but it was sold out as of today. So that there are no spots left. So I think that was going to be the last day to register, but there was one spot left today. And because of the number of products they have, they're starting to, he said in the video they were starting to ship kits on Monday. So I think that was going to be, they were going to cut it off earlier this week, and then they had just a couple spots left and said that Friday would be the last day or till they sell out. So, but he did say, because in his video today, all the products may not be available afterwards. It kind of depends on what sells. But he said, like in the store, things like that. But he said that a week or so after, I believe is what they said, some of the products would be available to buy in person. So, all right, we got to get these other steaks colored here. I'm gonna go ahead and just use my red again. Oh, he likes it like this. That is way too done for me. That is, I used to eat them well. I think because, well, I remember, I mean, that was a long time ago, but I do remember when I was pregnant with my children, that my doctor was like, don't eat any red meat. Like you need to have the meat cooked. You need to make sure it's not, you have it well, no pink, because it's better for you as a, my camera cut out again, guys. I apologize. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, we'll get it switched around here. There we go. Glad I'm paying attention today. I don't know if once in a while my Wi-Fi is a little, and so that's why it does that. I don't have, we only have like one or two, we only have two options for internet here, and it's not the best. So, all right. So we've got this, and these are going to be different colored. I think I need more red on this one though. I think that's what I did. They don't need to be the same color because it depends, right, on where you cooked your steak. All right, so we've got our that. We need, okay, so fish. I'm guessing the fish should be almost white, right? Isn't the inside of a fish usually pretty white? I don't eat a lot of fish. So, I mean, I don't really eat fish at all. So I'm thinking we're just going to grab some wolf and add just a hint. I don't even know, where's my wolf? This might have been my wolf. That's okay. And we're just going to add a hint of color to it because we don't want it white, but it doesn't, we don't want it solid white, but I don't really know what color. I don't, like I said, buy fish or eat fish. I haven't seen a, oh my goodness. You know what? Can I tell you to send the thunderstorms to us? We need the rain so bad. I probably would have, if it was big thunderstorms right now, I'd probably have a 50-pound dog sitting on my lap. I've been crafting for years, and it's crazy. It's my first craft show for the Extra Planet. You know what, Lisa? That's awesome. Gray would work for fish. All right, thank you. I think once we put it on the black, it'll stand out a little bit. I think O'Neill will look gray. And I think this year is in July. Last couple of years it was in August. So, because I have a virtual retreat next weekend with my girlfriends, and I was telling him, I said, I don't know if I would have signed up for it if I'd known I was going to do the Create Your Own Ending event, like go to the Create Your Own Ending event, because it wasn't signed up. Sign up wasn't ready yet when I signed up for the other one, but it's fine. I made it work. Skipped a couple of things that I wanted to put them on my later to buy list, for fun. Exactly, Lisa. That is one thing that it's nice. It's good in a pinch if you need to start. You could start with colored cardstock, and if you want a really deep color. But I have learned to find that it's more fun to kind of color with your inks, and you get more depth out of here. You get more variation, and you can make things matchy matchy. Like if you're using a specific ink, you can use a specific ink to make your, on your background or your sentiment. So, oh, we're just looking at the time, see how we were doing time wise here. All right, so we got a couple steaks. And my little black fish here. I do have one mushroom cut out. I thought I had other mushrooms cut out, but I don't know if we're going to use those. I think we're just going to do. Sorry, I had a weird noise behind me with my dog, and I didn't know what it was. He's sleeping on the floor now. That's going to be the hardest part, is I don't know how my puppy is going to react, because I'm going to be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. So the longest I'll be away from him. So he'll be. I will know that when I pull in the driveway on Monday, I will not be able to take anything out of the car. I will just have to come inside and get lots of loves before I can unpack or anything. Lisa, I was actually going to go in 2022 as also, but I was supposed to be in person in 2020 as well. That was going to be my first one. And I was supposed to go with a girlfriend who was going to be teaching, and I was going to go as an attendee. And the very last day when they wanted to know if we were coming in person or virtual, I had to go to virtual because I wasn't able to go and she wasn't able to go. So, okay, I do need to do a little bit more ink blending. So yeah, I haven't then. So, let's see. Okay, I cut out some grass pieces. This is from the April die of the month. Oh, I'm gonna lose my dies here. Throw them. I have a little metal bowl up here. I don't know if you guys can hear it, like this, and it has some leftover stuff. But I throw my little dies in there while I'm crafting, so that I don't lose them, especially because get such a mess. I'm gonna grab some Later Gator ink, and we're gonna make some green grass here. I have not gone to that one. I don't know if I don't know. That one's farther, that one's another farther away for one. It's harder for me to do the farther away ones. Like flying or anything. I like to, because you must not live to. Hi, hey, Kate. That's okay. We're just been ink blending our die cuts, so we got to still put our card together. So I'm just going to add some green in various spots. I haven't poked all the holes out yet. We've just been adding, coloring some of our images, adding some depth, and then we're going to go ahead and start building our card. Hopefully my idea will work. So this is just Later Gator. But like I said, I am fortunate and excited to get to go this year. I've been on the design team for, it's been 3 years already too. I don't know if it was just, or if it was 2021, the beginning of 2020. I don't remember. It's been a while. I've been on the design team for a little while now. So I really enjoy working with the Smart products and Christopher and all the team. It's been a blast. I really enjoy it. And I think I have done all of the virtual events since then, because it's one of the things I definitely sign up for and save for. Oh, that's not too bad. Oh, well, it's all right, Lisa. You know, it happens. Um, next time, or if it ends up being that somebody ends up having to back out or say they can't go, maybe you can do something, because that's happened before, and say, hey, I can't go. Do you want to, you know, that's in person or something. But next year, it'll be next year. So I'm the same way. I live 3.5 hours from a stamp company to from Tailored Expressions, and I don't get down there very often. I actually live pretty close to Lisa, and she works at a scrapbook store down in Cedar Rapids, and I don't get there very often either. I only live in about an hour from there. All right, so we've got all our pieces. We've got our meat, we've got our grass, we've got our grill. So I'm just kind of trying to move some pieces off to the side. We've got our patio. I'm trying to decide. I'm thinking we might go this way. What do you guys agree? I'm thinking that, or do we want to go longwise? I think we're going to go this way. So we're going to grab our card base here. I'm going to put my ink thing on it, and we're going to decide. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the grill down first, and I'm going to put this flat. You know what, Donna? They have been great. I've done this will be, I've done 2 create your own endings, and I've done 2 staycations then, and then I did the garden party too. I had to do the garden party. That was earlier this year. So I've been trying to do as many as I can just because I love it. But you know what, Lisa, that is part of it. And I think that the one nice thing is that I have learned that in some cases, especially if you've talked to some people online, and then of course not, I usually try to find someone who's willing to share a room. Oh, this is okay. That's okay. It's gonna not be perfect right here because I used all that tape below. I'm gonna actually flip this over. I'm gonna use my big scissors first, and then we'll trim it off because I didn't like that, but we're gonna cover that area up. Okay. And then what I think we'll do is we'll cut right along this one right here, and I'll just cut off. But a lot of times you can reach out and find out if someone wants to split, and and figure out how they want to do it. Or if if you've talked to find somebody in the group. I have done that a couple of times. Been fortunate enough to find a few people that I've been able to meet with and go to that. So we've got this. We might need more grass because I forgot we had these other edges here, but this is the idea I had. We do need something in the backdrop. Oh no, we're going this way. That's right. That's right. We don't need grass there. So I feel like we need something at the top and at the bottom. I'm thinking maybe we'll just put some more green paper. So many of my friends don't like craft like I do, which makes me sad, but always ask me to make them something. I understand that. And yet, Donna, it is. And what happened for me is I did an event. The first event I met Christopher at was in Minnesota, and I was fortunate enough that I reached out to my local. I'm going to add just a little ink blending to this to give it some color. So it's like grass and texture. And I said, and my local scrapbook store, it's like, oh yeah, this so-and-so is going, she needs a roommate. So she just hooked me up with them. So that's how I met one lady. And then over the years, as I've talked to people online or I've gone to an event, if I know they were going to the event, I've reached out to them and said, hey, you want to share a room? And then, especially if I've met them in person, because then, either they get the hotel room and then I pay them cash, or I get the hotel room and they pay me cash. And then it works out because they can use that cash since they've already paid for the hotel room. They can use that cash at the event. So I say sometimes, That's a nice thing to kind of reach out to. Or and sometimes you can even ask the people hosting the event, you know, is there a good way? How do you recommend me finding out if there's someone I can share a room with? Carpool into the event if you know you're gonna not have a car. I actually had a lady reach out to me and say she was going to be driving and she could drive me to the store if I needed a ride, which I thought was very nice of her. I met her last year at an event. So it's the crafting world's been kind of nice that way. You, Lisa, you know what? I'm always afraid of that. And it's funny. I did an event a couple of years ago, a virtual event that a couple of my friends did with me, and we got a hotel room. There's like 8 of us, I think, that did that virtual event, and we got a hotel room, and that was always my big thing. And I actually had a girlfriend that just came with, and she scrapbooked, and she's like my local friend, and she and my other friends spent the whole night stayed up late talking. And they were laughing because they were like, "You just went to sleep," and I'm like, "Yeah, I took my sleeping pill and I went to sleep." But that happened to me that my first time when I met up with that one lady from my local scrapbook store. She's like, I might snore. And I told her straight out, I go, I didn't notice you snoring once. I figure I had so much fun. I wasn't going to notice. All right, one of my little dies popped out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little more glue. This is very low tack tape that I had behind them, so they might pop out a little bit. So I'm going to just put some more glue down on it. So you probably aren't as what you think you are. We all think we're worse than we are, I think, Lisa. So, all right. So there we go. We got our little patio here. We got our little grassy area that's on the top and bottom. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue my grass down, and then we'll cut that off. Yeah, you're easy to room. There you go. No big deal. I feel like sometimes we're just so tired. We stay up so late that we just, we go to bed. I mean, we might be excited the night if you're like the night before, and you stay up kind of late talking and this and that. Like if you're at an event, a lot of times people hanging out in a common area, and then you go to bed late because you're super excited for the next day, and then the next day you're kind of tired, so you're like, I'm gonna go to bed a little earlier, and then if it's more than after that, then you're like exhausted. You're like, I just gotta go to bed. Used to carry earplugs to protect others from your snoring. Oh, Kate, that's funny. Like I said, I have sorry, mom. My mama snores a little bit. My dad is really bad, but my mama snores. And I have found that if I could fall asleep before her, it doesn't bother me if I have to share a room with her. Sorry, mom. I think I'm sharing a room with her next week. But if she falls asleep before me, I might not be able to fall asleep. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and put the grass both the same direction. And I think this is turning out how I really wanted it. And then because I want it to dry really well, I'm going to grab my Misty and put that down. And then we're going to start putting our food. We got to get a sentiment, and then we're almost there. So I've got all these extra little pieces of, like this one got wrecked, so we're just going to throw that piece away. But I got all these little bricks I can save for something else, which I do have an idea for another card that maybe I can do next week. I hope to prep using this die. Sorry, Mom. It's okay. I have my sleeping pills with. I'll be out like a light because otherwise I toss and turn. So especially not in my own bed, you know how that is. I usually travel with some sort of sleepy pill to put me to sleep. And then I go out like a light, and then I don't stay up too late, and I can get up in the morning and I'm not exhausted and feeling like bad because I had to take a nap and miss my friends or miss out on something. Oh yeah. the SSA, it just Saturday, so you went from 9 a.m. to 6 a.m. is exhausted. It is. It's funny how exhausting it can be. I think an event can be exhausting. Um, I think sometimes, like a crafting day can also be exhausting. But I'm gonna add a second piece of grass here, but I don't know if I'm gonna add a second piece of grass in the bottom there because I have a little bit of, I cut that one and it kind of showed some of that white. We'll see. We might have it grab another piece quick here. I'm just putting glue on the bottom, so there's a little bit of dimension on the top, and I'm just gonna put it over just a little bit. I'm okay with it not being perfect. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna cut it off right, oops, cut it off right there. And then we'll just kind of move it over a little bit so that the grass is kind of covering up those white spots I left. So we got a little bit thicker grass on this side. Donna, you're 100% right. Okay, so what do you think? Does it look like a little patio with a grill? Bring it up a little closer. So we do need a sentiment, and we need to add our stakes and stuff. So we'll see what we got room for here. I got my stakes. I don't know if we have room for all of this. Do we want the hot dogs, or should we do the steak? Let's do steaks and fish. And I think what we'll do is there's a little bit of dimension, but I'm gonna grab just a little bit of, I have some skinny foam tape here. I think I do. I want really thin foam tape. Let's see what I got. I don't want a ton of dimension. All right. I have some really inexpensive. Thank you, thank you. I am just gonna, this is just from my dollar store. It's very inexpensive foam tape. I like to, it's very sticky, so it does stick, but when you cut it. But it's like a block or something. I like to use it sometimes when I want very, very thin pieces of foam, so it doesn't stick up too much. All right, so I think we're gonna stick up the, I don't know, I think we'll do the fish. I don't know if we're gonna stick them up though. Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry, Kate. That's not fun when you have to miss out. And then especially if an event where you paid to do stuff, but it does happen. Don't be afraid. Just do it. Only once, right? All right, so we got our little steaks there, and then we need to add, I don't know if I want to pop up the fish too. I think we're going to put the fish down flat. And then I think we will get a sentiment. Yeah, I don't know if I want to put the hot dogs on there. I don't think we have room for the hot dogs. So we got our pieces of fish. Yeah, I don't think we have room for the hot dogs. Oh, that piece of fish does not want to stick. I might have to put something on it. Yeah, I don't think I have room for the hot dogs, so we're going to leave those off. I'll save those for another card. All right, so now we need a sentiment. I grabbed the Mom's Day and Dad's Day set. This is from last year's Create Your Own Ending. Sorry, I'm shining you there. And I have Happy Father's Day. I love my dad. I think it's a surf and turf BBQ. You're exactly right. That's what I thought. Doesn't Dad deserve surf and turf, right? I don't know. This one has Best Dad Ever. I think I'm just going to do Happy Father's Day. And I have this is a piece of the white cardstock that I used that I was going to originally die cut. I think what we're going to do is we're going to just blend it. I'm just going to stamp right on it, and we'll fussy cut it out and glue it on. So we'll grab our piece here. What's cooking, Dad? Yeah, and that I don't have a sentiment like that right now that's handy. Otherwise, that would be perfect. Or what's cooking, what's grilling. I looked at the barbecue set. It's a chillin' and grillin'. Um, and that would work too. Actually, maybe that's what we will do. We will do that. Now let's talk about it. I'll change my mind. I'm going to change my mind. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put the card base in my MISTI. And we're going to line this up right in the center here. Maybe we'll put the hot dogs on the inside. All right, let me grab another magnet here. Keep this down. I'll grab the barbecue set from the spring release. Or there's one I think that will work. All right, make sure I get it on the right one. I just re-inked these not so long ago, so they're super juicy. From the frog release, I think there's the picnic set. I think there's a set. I know there's a sentiment. I'll show it to you in just a second. Yep. I think we'll grab the hot dogs here. We're going to throw these on the inside. That's perfect. We'll put one up there. We'll put one down here. We got our hot dogs. I'm going to go ahead and put this back in and peel my stamp off quick so that I can stamp the sentiment. And I think we're going to do it right down here on the bottom. I started making my own inward, but still by a lot. Yes. Yep. I am grateful for a scan and cut, so I don't use it enough. And that is a goal that I've always had. I'm too lazy right now. I just grab a sentiment and stuff. Okay, so we have, yep, this one. Summer Lovin' set had this grill and the utensils, which you could use on the inside as well. It says it's barbecue time, but I think I'm going to say chillin' and grillin'. And you could do let's get together, but I'm going to do chillin' and grillin'. Line that up. I think that's perfect. You know what? Isn't it funny? I always feel like we should have like big muscles from, cranking our die cut machine. I'm like, why don't I have bigger muscles? There. All right. Chillin' and grillin'. Gotta stamp that in. Oh, I did not get that straight on my stamp set. That's okay. My MISTI's got a little curve to it. Chilling and grillin'. I'm going to do one more little, just to make it extra dark on this dark cardstock. And I think we will have a card. There we go. Oh, this turned out exactly like I was hoping it was going to turn out. I'm so excited. Yeah, that's smart, Lisa. So here we go. We have got a Father's Day card. Bring it up a little closer so you can see that little bit of shine from that leftover shimmer cardstock that I had. Yes, you are spelling shoulder right. It doesn't look right. It doesn't always look right, does it? So we used the barbecue cutting die, the brick cover plate. I used the, let's see, it's here, the Stay Rooted die of the month. That was from April. And then some ink blending and just some colored paper. And then for our sentiment, we used Summer Lovin' and the Mom and Dad's Day set, which everything should be still available in the store. So thank you, Lisa. I thought that was fun to kind of create a patio with the bricks and add the grass as a border so that it's not cut perfect. So I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your week, a great Father's Day weekend. Be safe. Have fun, and I will see you next week. And we may use that brick die again because I have another idea. I'm going to play with it this weekend and do that. So have a great rest of your week. Have a great evening, and don't forget to create your own ending. You're welcome, guys. Thank you.